YGO Strats single card discussions. Going to be talking about some of the cards that have impacted Yu-Gi-Oh! Throughout the years. Today's card, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in card form, Nibiru the Primal Being. Nibiru was first released in the 2019 Gold Sarg Megatins, with notable reprints including OTS Pack 14 and Maximum Gold in 2020, and Brothers of Legend in 2021. As of this video, Nibiru has spent no time on the ban list. A level 11 light attribute rock type monster with 3000 attack and 600 defense, its effect reads: during the main phase, if your opponent normal or special summon 5 or more monsters this turn, quick effect, you contribute as many face-up monsters on the field as possible, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. Then special summon one Primal Being token, a rock light level 11 with question marks for attack and defense, to your opponent's field. This token's attack and defense become the combined original attack and defense of the tributed monsters. You can only use this effect of Nibiru the Primal Being once per turn. The Rock. The Board Breaker. The Turn Ender. Nibiru debuted in 2019 as part of Konami's promise to help balance the game's then rampant combo problem. Now, that may sound funny when you look at modern Yu-Gi-Oh! As it almost always has a combo problem, and if you're watching this when I released the video in 2022, you might be annoyed at Tri-Brigade or Sword Soul if you're playing in the TCG, or Drytron and the like in Master Duel. But I can assure you, in 2018, it felt oppressive on a whole other level. Master Rule 4 Extra Link Goki, Pendulum FTK, Rongo Turbo, just a general sense of I do not want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And so, to combat that beyond just the ban list, Konami promised 3 meta-changing cards in the 2019 Megatins. One to stop graveyard dumping, one to give you a reprieve after they set up a monstrously large field, and a third to punish the opponent if they summon too many monsters. And that would be Nibiru. Where previously players had access to kaijus or even larger removal monsters like Lava Golem or Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere Mode, those could only work after the opponent had already set up a board. And in the case of Lava Golem or Sphere Mode, they cost your normal summon, which not all decks can afford to give up. So Nibiru offered an alternative solution: tribute the monsters on the opponent's turn. That's right, the rock dropped, and the rock dropped hard. Nibiru demands that your combo put up a monster negate on or before the 5th summon, and if you can't do that, your boards might end up looking a little something like this. Fuck. It made an immediate shift in deck building, and gave even more powers to engines like Invoked, who put up a negate quickly and without too much commitment so that you can insulate your further plays. It added another level of playing on the opponent's turn, and because it tributes monsters, it gets around the vast majority of problem monsters. Things like Dragoon or the B-Trooper Heavy Atlas, who are immune to targeting and destruction, are not safe from tributing, and tributing a DPE means it won't get to float. And also hilariously, because Nibiru is level 11, it even outs the OG towers. The catch is that it's an effect to tribute, which means that things like Dragoon can negate that effect before it resolves. Basically, you don't want to hold Nibiru until the end of the turn. You want to try and drop it at the best time to prevent your opponent from even making the board at all. Dropping Nibiru too late means they could put up a negate before you can stop them, but dropping it too early means that they might have more extenders and can still make a solid board. There are also fun things you could do with it because it's a quick effect. Plenty of people use Appaloosa to negate Nibiru, or an Ash Blossom to ensure that their plays go through. But if you open both Ash and Nibiru, you can Ash the opponent's play, and if they use Appaloosa to negate Ash, you can then chain Nibiru and tribute their entire board away. It won't always work out that way, but when it does, it will always be hilarious. That being said, it isn't an auto win. It does leave them the token. And beyond using the token for material and further plays, it can also just be a beat stick. Nibiru tokens can get big, so if you're playing the rock, make sure you have a way to out the token. There is no worse feeling than getting beat to death by the giant monster that you gave your opponent. Overall, Nibiru quickly earned its place as a staple in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh!, one that sees home in plenty of side decks and even main decks depending on the format. It changed how players went about building their boards, and is a card that when played right can win a duel all by itself. So make sure you respect the rock. And that's our look at single card discussions, Nibiru the Primal Being. Stay tuned for our next video, and feel free to suggest some cards to review or what type of video you'd like to see. Don't forget to like, and as always, subscribe to YGO Strats so that you too can become a true duelist.